Hello guys, welcome to Final Fantasy 14. Here today to talk about market board mounts again, because since the last time I did the market board mount, we've had an influx of mounts on there, where before I did the top 10, because there was only 10, now there's 22. So in the next two vids, I'm going to discuss 10 mounts in that one, 10 in the next one. I'll link them both together in the comments section, so if you miss one, you can then link back to the other one. I say only 20 of the 22, because two of the mounts you should not and should never buy from the market board, and I'll explain that why in the second vid when I get to it. So without further ado, let's get into it. I just want to quickly explain how this is going to work. I'm going to be listing the mounts in the order they appear on the market board, which currently is page 103 to 400. Scroll down on that section and you'll find them. So I'm going to list them in the order that they appear. I'm then going to be describing them by the name that they appear actually on the market board, and then how much roughly it will set you back, and then how also you can get them. So that all the legal jargon out of the way, let's go straight into it. Now the first one is the Zoo Horn. Now the Zoo mount is very unique because this is the Mog Station version, the Benu, or Benu as you'll pronounce that. This is the market board version, which you got from an exploration, trading in spoils back in when Heaven's Ward first came out. Now what I love about this is nice colouring, it glows. It's probably one of the best mounts to actually buy on the market board, simply because it's based, or I don't know which one came out first, I really can't tell, but it's nice because if you want the one from the Mog Station, but I can understand, you already pay a sub, why would you want to pay out more money? I get that. Then simply get this from the market board. It will set you back just under 500,000. I should say as well, these are the cheapest at right now. The prices they change. They can change in weeks, sometimes even days. So, you know, be prepared that their prices do vary a lot. Okay, then we have the Night Pegasus Whistle. Now, the Night Pegasus Whistle is basically the Black Pegasus. Now this you get from doing Palace of the Dead, and you have to do over 100 floors. You have to get the sacks that you find on the floor, not ones that you just get given to you, as far as I know. And yeah, it's a bit, I mean, this is over, it'll set back over 12 million, so yes, it is overpriced. If you would like a cheaper version of this, you can get the bog standard Pegasus. Just get a level 60 crafter, start doing the Firmament quest after you complete Heaven's Ward, and you can, the Pegasus mount, you cannot sell it on the market board, but it's the cheapest mount you can get from the Firmament. So if you want a Pegasus mount, then that's just a hint, go for that one. Okay, this one is, the next is the Flying Chair. I think the name is the exact same that appears on the market board. Now, I'm not a big fan of furniture mounts, I never have been, they're too weird. I love my animal mounts, you know, more than anything. So this one, yeah, a bit simple. But it's one of the cheapest, just under 300,000 currently. And if you don't want to, you can craft it. I'm afraid I can't tell you which crafting class it is because I never crafted it. So, but if you want, say, if you're skilled enough crafter and you want to, thing is, by the time if you even did, you've got to then get the items for it, and sometimes it might just be easier and cheaper just to buy it. So there we go. If you just want to sit around and chill out in a chair, then, you know, be my guest. Don't burst into song. Okay, next we have the Dodo Horn, which is pretty obvious what mount that's going to be. Now this one is from Heaven on High, which is like the next level up from the Palace of the Dead. Bear with, I just have to find it. There it is. Very comical mount. Obviously we saw this a lot in Limsa Laminza when you were first starting out there. Can we get those crazy wings flapping? There we go. Now this will set you back about 8 million. So it's a lot of money, but again, it's trying to get that special sack from the Heaven on High. You know, one is getting that high enough in the dungeon. I mean, it's only 100 floors, but again, I mean, you're more probably likely to get this one than the Black Pegasus. But again, it's having to find a party who are good enough to get you there. I still am looking for people to clear the floor 2 more times to get the achievement mount through it. So, you know, it's a case of, if you, again, it's a real funny mount, so definitely worth getting, but you got to weigh up your options, see what's better. Okay, then the next two, these are from the Eureka, which is basically you unlocked it in Stormblood, and this was like basically like the relic weapon quest. So the first one is the Elderfest Horn, which is this guy. Basically, think Gubu with fur, or a Yeti, basically. Now I love it because it glows. This is actually one of the favourite mounts among hunters. If we as an S rank will all line up as Elderfest, I don't quite know why. Now Elderfest will set you back just shy of 7 million. So yeah, it's a lot of money, but again, you've got to go through all the Eurekan chapters, because it's not if there was a first area, a second area, and a third area. As far as I know, you don't get this guy until the third area. So this is one, personally, I bought both the Eurekan mounts because, you know, and it's not done by many people now. So unless you've got an FC and they're willing to help you, well, you can solo it now as well. I just found it easier to buy it on the market board. So yeah, but there we go. So then, and this is the other one from the same area. This is a Eurekan Petrel, which of course is the Eurekan Petrel Horn. Not expensive, it's just over 6.25 mil. 6.25 million, so I want to be really precise. If you like watery theme mounts, I mean, this one is great. It's got a glistening look to it. It has a slight glow, ever so slight at night time. How you sit on it depends on your race, I do believe. So, and of course, you may remember this guy if you're in the Shadowbringers area. You recognise this guy from the Tempest. There's a lot of those guys on the seafloor for you to defeat. So, just over, say, 6 million. Not too bad. But it just depends on, say, what you want to spend your money on. If you're not going to do a Eurekan for, then yeah, if you're willing to spend that money. Okay, next we have another furniture mount. I think this is the only other one. And this is the magic bed. So again, a craftable mount. And I think everyone lays on it in the same way. So you're not going to get a difference there. I don't think... Did they add the sparkle? I don't remember the first time I did this bit if there's a sparkle to it, but... Anyway, so this mount literally is about 1 million. Either just over 1 million or just under 1 million. That's the varying prices. It's pretty bog standard. So I'm just... Furniture mounts to me are weird. And a bit odd. But, you know, if you want to have a snooze out in public, then fair enough. This is then the mount for you. Okay, the next one. This is the one from the 3 easiest to get mounts, but then the price just skyrocketed, so I do apologise for that. Well, I wasn't controlling the price, but that's how it goes. And that was the Dalai Mel Whistle. Excuse me. Which is basically is sitting at $250,000 now. So again, it's one of the cheapest mounts still on there, but it's a lot more expensive than it was. So I apologise for that, but that's the thing. The mount prices, they change all the time. It just depends on... It's supply and demand, basically. How many people can get the mount, and how many of them buy it. So... But so it's still in the top 5 cheapest mounts. $4,000's not too bad. And I think at one point, so this would go for literally a couple of thousand, which is quite scary. If you want to get the old-fashioned way, then you have to do the firmament and then do the Kupo voucher exchange. And if you're lucky, you get a gold. When it drops, then you'll get this one. Right, so I've got 2 more to show you in this vid. So the next one, the next 2 are from the firmament as well. Then you've got the albino Calacal Horn, which gets you this guy. One of my favourite mounts to come from the firmament. Based on the mob you see a lot in Limsa Laminza. One of the first ones you had to defeat if you were, say, a rogue or an arcanist or a marauder. It's the phase. It's adorably cute. Little waggy tail. I like this one for one. It's got a very happy walk as a trot. It's got this happy bound when it runs. There's just so many things I love about this mount. And if you're going to buy any of the firmament mounts, which of course you can't buy the Pegasus, but if you want to buy it from the market board, I would say the Calacal is a sure winner. It's just adorable. Sorry, sadly, just bog standard music, but it is one of the best ones, like design wise, that we've got. So definitely to go on that one. I was just double checking my math. Right. Okay, so that will set you back, by the way, at just over $1.25 million, so 1.3 million. The cheapest I've seen it at was just under 1 million. So again, it varies. Okay, so the last one I'm going to show you in this vid until part 2, which will be linked in this one, is the Ufiti, which again, it is from the firmament. First seen, I believe, in Hullbreaker Isle. He was like the first boss you had to fight, and then later on he's an A rank in the Shadowbringers area. Apart from the red eyes, this mount actually looks very realistic, so if you love apes, you're a big fan of the Planet of the Apes films like me, maybe you want to get it. When I say Planet of the Apes, I mean everything. The originals, new ones. We'll go ignore that weird one in the middle of all of them. But it's all of you big fan of Harambe, bless him. So this is the other one. This one, again, about $1.25 million. Again, the cheapest I saw it at is just under $1 million. But again, if you love crafting, or you really want to give crafting a try, just save up. As well as that, I mean, you'll go towards other achievements, and if you really want to set out and start working towards the Pterodon mount, then yeah, be my guest. But there we go, guys. So those are the first 10 from the market board. I'm going to be covering the next 10 literally in the very next vid, which I'll start now recording now. So please feel free to watch that vid next. And until the next time I see you, though, stay safe, mount up, and ride out.